DeWanna Bonner in the hot seat after saying what she stated last night in her press conference, man. I can't lie, it does look like some hypocrisy.
DeWanna Bonner continues to take shots at the Indiana Fever and the Fever fans. I think it's absolutely disgusting.
Fever fans are going to hate you because you screwed over the Fever.
DeWanna Bonner just attacked Caitlin Clark on live TV and got absolutely wrecked for it. Because after cashing checks and vanishing mid-season without warning, she sat on live TV and had the audacity to say, "I wouldn't change a thing." Honestly, no shame, no accountability, just a cold, calculated slap to every fan she left behind. And now the backlash is unstoppable.
It wasn't even good while you was here. You was shooting threes hitting the side of the backboard.
But this is definitely going to be a part of her history, man. Because the new wave is taking over. These new fans are watching. So at the end of the day, yeah, it's going to be a part of her history, unfortunately.
Let's be real. This didn't start with a quote on ESPN. It started the second DeWanna Bonner signed that max contract with Indiana and treated the whole deal like a pit stop. She wasn't brought to coast. She was supposed to be the vet, the voice, the anchor for a franchise betting big on Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston.
You refuse to show up to work while receiving money, while taking payment. You refuse to show up and do the job.
But what did Indiana get? A few lazy games, brick after brick, and then vanished. 5 straight games, gone, no injury, no press conference, just poof. Personal reasons, and a whole lot of silence. Meanwhile, the paychecks kept rolling in. And fans, they waited. They gave her grace. They defended her. You can call it a journey if you want, but to everyone watching, it looked a whole lot more like a $200K hustle in high tops.
I just don't understand this. I don't understand why DeWanna Bonner is taking these interviews at this point in time. Because I'm like, look, you're in Phoenix. You've got what you wanted. You've got what everyone expected you wanted all along. Everything's gone your way.
This is where it went from bad to outrageous. When DeWanna Bonner finally showed up, she didn't explain, apologize, or take any accountability. Instead, she got on national TV and smugly said, "I wouldn't change a thing." No shame, no answers, just a cold flex like nothing happened. What should have been an apology became spin, turning a calculated exit into a fake empowerment story. And fans weren't buying it. This wasn't a rookie mistake, it was a veteran rewriting betrayal as a victory. And Fever fans, they've had enough.
Indiana haters are going to love you because you screwed over the Fever. They're going to love you because you screwed over the Fever. Phoenix Mercury fans are going to love you. Rival fans are going to love you because you basically screwed over the Fever. Fever fans are going to hate you because you screwed over the Fever.
What really gave the game away was how DeWanna Bonner waltzed into Phoenix looking like she'd been cryogenically preserved. Suddenly full of energy, hitting shots, crashing boards, and acting like the last 2 months in Indiana never even happened. Funny how those personal reasons magically disappeared the moment she landed next to her fiancé, Alyssa Thomas, on the exact team everyone suspected she was aiming for all along. And let's not pretend this was some emotional breakthrough or second wind. It was a clean, calculated move that played out like a WNBA soap opera with a trade clause. Let's be real. It was proof that Indiana had never been the goal. It was a means to an end. Bonner didn't just move on. She leveraged the franchise, exited on her terms, and left the team frozen in the aftermath.
We gonna keep it real. Chloe Bibby, the new 7-day signee, has fit in and played better than DeWanna Bonner did anyway. Let's be clear here. Chloe Bibby came in first game, knocked down 2 threes.
And if her smug act didn't blow her cover, the stats exposed the whole scam. Bonner didn't just underperform in Indiana, she vanished from the stat sheet entirely. Averaging 7.1 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 1.6 assists, she put up numbers that wouldn't justify a bench role, let alone a max contract. But the moment she landed in Phoenix, everything changed. Suddenly, she's dropping 22 and 11 like she'd been waiting for the cameras to roll.
And then you got bench. Just because you was okay with coming off the bench in another situation don't mean you was okay with coming off the bench in this situation.
That wasn't a resurgence. It was a confession. The effort had been there for all along. She just chose not to use it in Indiana. And now, Every Fever fan can see exactly what that silence and those stats were hiding. As Bonner strutted into Phoenix like she'd just survived some noble struggle, Indiana's front office vanished right alongside her. No pushback, no explanation, no attempt to defend the team or its fans, just silence. And without a sugarcoat, she manipulated the narrative, played innocent on national TV, and walked out with zero consequences. Bonner didn't just leave Indiana behind, she embarrassed them, and they stood there and let her do it. And while Indiana's front office stayed quiet, it was the fans who were left carrying the embarrassment.
You can't say, while you was here, you said, oh, I've never played in front of this many fans. You were embraced by the fans. You spoke highly of the fans while you were here.
These weren't casual observers. They were loyal, vocal supporters who defended Bonner during every missed shot, every off night, and every unexplained absence because they believed in the role she promised to play. She wasn't just brought in as a scorer. She was sold as a mentor, a stabilizing presence for Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, a veteran voice who would elevate the team's identity.
This is definitely going to be a part of her history, man, because the new wave is taking over. These new fans are watching. So at the end of the day, yeah, it's going to be a part of her history, unfortunately.
So here's what happened when Bonner strolled back into Indiana, smug and unbothered. The crowd turned on her like wildfire. Boos erupted across the arena the second her name was called, and fans didn't hold back. Some even chanted "quitter" from the front rows. That wasn't just a grudge, that was full-blown fan retaliation. Bonner may have tried to rewrite her exit, but Indiana wrote the final chapter for her, out loud and in surround sound. Let's be real. Bonner used Indiana's fan base as a shield, pretending to lead while quietly plotting her exit.
We got to talk about it. Kalia Copper ended up being spotted in this interview talking about the boos for DeWanna Bonner, man.
Kalia Copper stepped up to defend Bonner, calling Indiana fans distasteful for the boos. But that only poured gasoline on the fire. Because the second you defend silence, excuses, and mid-season abandonment, you're not backing your teammate, you're confirming the betrayal.
I can't get down with it. They booed her. She didn't say a word to the crowd. People talk some trash to her, but we had her back. But it's just very distasteful for what.
Fans didn't need spin, they needed answers. And Copper's attempt to clean it up just reminded everyone how messy it really was. But instead of letting the backlash speak for itself, Bonner's defenders stepped in and made it worse. And just when fans thought it couldn't get more insulting, Bonner pulled out the biggest double standard of them all. This is the same player who proudly accepted the WNBA's 6th Woman of the Year award, 3 times no less, for coming off the bench and thriving in that role. But in Indiana, suddenly being benched wasn't strategy, it was disrespect.
Lexi Hall's success and continued success in the system with Caitlin from last year, I think was the big reason that DeWanna Bonner was moved to the bench at all and kind of trying to figure that out.
The moment Lexi Hull started edging her out of the starting lineup, Bonner didn't compete, didn't adapt, she folded. The veteran who once embraced the bench as a badge of honor now treated it like a personal attack, as if she was too big to be challenged, too seasoned to earn her minutes. And when the rotation changed, she didn't fight for her spot. She vanished. The same hustle she once wore like armor, gone. Because this time, it wasn't about basketball. It was about ego. And for fans watching it unfold, it exposed a truth that Bonner's PR spin can't erase. She never planned to lead this team. She expected it to cater to her.
Looked like you was mad that Lexi Hall took the starting job.
And believe me, even the Phoenix rollout didn't go as planned. The Mercury posted her arrival like it was a homecoming celebration, except the fans weren't clapping. The comment section turned into a courtroom. Words like fraud, grifter, and runner filled the replies faster than emojis. Bonner thought a fresh jersey would reset the narrative. Instead, it just transferred the outrage. But instead of letting the backlash simmer or showing even a shred of reflection, Bonner decided to fire back. And just when you thought Bonner might read the room,
DeWanna Bonner is very much online, so she probably heard all of these comments and
All
the
the
chatter. And she posted on Instagram today, on Thursday, with the caption, "A quitter? Nah, never
Nah.
been that."
and just when you thought Bonner might read the room, she did the exact opposite and lit a match. She clapped back on social media, calling herself never a quitter and demanding that apologies be as loud as the disrespect. The irony? She never gave one. No apology, no accountability, not even a hint of self-awareness, just a hollow flex wrapped in victimhood. It wasn't defiance, it was delusion. And the best part? Caitlin Clark didn't need to say a word. Bonner hit the self-destruct button all by herself. So, here's the question. Was this a veteran meltdown or the biggest betrayal of the season? Either way, drop your take in the comments, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for the next chapter of this WNBA chaos.